Frustrated is not the word. I think furious, angry is the word. We can't play like that, and the boys know it. I'm not going to say anything here that I haven't already said to the players in the dressing room, but I think the Kenyan coach called it correctly. Kenya created two good chances in the game, and they didn't score either of them. The first one was the captain's chance that he headed past the far post, which normally would be a goal for him in the first half from the cross. And in the second half, when the game is 2-2, they have again the ball into the box, and our goalkeeper, Georgiou, makes a top-class save, and we get it away. Those were the two created chances that Kenya did in the game. Their three goals come from us giving it to them. The penalty, and I know, yes, maybe it's a little bit soft, but we're messing around with the ball. At 2-0 up, we're playing short passes on the edge of our penalty area under a huge pressure from a team who have nothing to lose, and we give the ball away and they get a penalty. The second goal, we stand off, we don't press someone who's 25 meters from our goal, and yes, it's a beautiful goal. He scores a beautiful goal in the top corner. It's great technique. No shots, no crosses from around the box. We've got to sacrifice. And then the final goal is like Eric Uma actually, I think if he's honest and you watch the video, it slips out of his hand. The throw-in slips out of his hand and spins up in the air in almost a little bit of an unnatural fashion, and we almost lose it in the floodlights, don't clear it, and it's a goal. And so none of the three goals, look, they scored the goals. Yes, you've got to put the ball in the back of the net. But they were not great created goals. And so we have beaten ourselves today. Like, I know it's a draw, but we have beaten ourselves today. We created chances. We scored some nice goals. But we also had other chances. Omar Colley broke into the box on one occasion. Yankuba Minte had another couple. I think Ali Sow had a good one in the first half. We obviously miss a penalty as well. And so it's one of those games that we can't score three goals. We can't go 2-0 up and then 3-2 up and not win the game. And when I say it's not good enough from everybody. It's not good enough from players who play at a very high level of the game, but it's not good enough from me. It's not good enough from the staff. And we've got to get it right. So, yeah, it feels like a loss. It should feel like a loss because, look, we did some good things in the game. Don't get me wrong. We did some nice things. We don't create sort of 6, 7, 8 chances of the quality we created today without doing some good things. But they're completely erased by just suicidal decision making, and it's nowhere near good enough. Reflection, look, there's a lot of tired legs out there. Obviously, the guys have got to go back now and eat. Obviously, the group, rightly so, everyone fasting, and that's nowhere near an excuse for what happened. Nowhere near an excuse. But obviously, they only broke fast before the game, so it's important to get the food into them. It's important to recover. Tomorrow will be a light day. Thankfully, we have Saturday and Sunday to get back on the training field. But look, the game against Ivory Coast is a different type of game. We know they are very strong here in Abidjan. I think you have to go back to 2017, the last time they did not win at home in a qualifying game, World Cup or African Cup. So, they've got this great run. We, in essence, have nothing to lose. We've shown in recent times, in the Tunisia in the last game out, and other games, that we can take on the historically big nations. But if we play like that, if we give up chances like we did today to the Ivory Coast, well, it'll be a painful 90 minutes. So we've got to get serious in decision making, in actions and communication, and holding each other accountable. And the players are in no doubt how I feel about it. Tomorrow will be restful. Saturday and Sunday we'll be back to the drawing board a little bit in terms of just implementing the game plan that we've got prepared for Ivory Coast. Look, for me, I think I'm one of those guys who, if you're driving your car and you're looking at the horizon, you're going to fly into a pothole. And for me, I'm always looking at what's coming up on the road immediately. So I think we spoke in the pre-match interview about how it was all focused on the Kenya game. Now it's all focused on the Ivory Coast game, and it is individual games. It is individual games, and you just collect those points, those tokens, and at the end of it, if it wins you a prize, it wins you a prize. But, for us, look, it doesn't matter whether it's African Cup qualifying or it's World Cup qualifying. The only way to qualify is to win games. And the only way to win games is focused completely on them. And then you see what happens. So, we've got a big task against Ivory Coast on Monday. It's a game that we're going to have to work hard and be smart and intelligent. But, yeah, after that, we'll look at the horizon when we've got a little bit of breathing space before the next camp. It's not giving up a 2-goal lead. Goals can happen. It's the manner of the goals that is infuriating. Because if Kenya had carved us open and had done some beautiful bit of play and something that you say, oh, wow, that was really creative, really fast, really inventive, then you hold your hands up and say, well done. I think as the Kenyan coach said, they had that fight and determination about them in the second half. But as I've already said, the goals we've conceded, you cannot concede at this level of the game. You cannot concede at this level of the game. It was too sloppy. It was too casual in moments. We need to learn. There's a thing about being successful in this game that you've got to learn to suffer well. And sometimes in the game, when other teams are coming hard against you and you don't get to play the pretty football, you've got to suffer well defensively and not give anything up. And today, in key moments, we made bad decisions, bad choices, and we've given up chances. And we've beaten ourselves today. We've beaten ourselves today.